Hi everyone, this is Prabhakaran Raghavali. Welcome to PK Story Box, the place where stories come alive. Every Friday, I bring you a brand new story full of imagination and emotion. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Your next favorite story is waiting. Let's go into the story. The Endless Nap of Miss Chaitali Banerjee. In the industrial orbit of Durgapur, where smoke kissed the sky and the Damodar river whispered lullabies, lived Miss Chaitali Banerjee, a 25 years old Braille teacher with dreams too vast for daylight. Her home was small but filled with warmness. A clay lamp, stacks of Braille books, and a window that opened to see mango trees. Every morning she walked through narrow lanes, carrying her satchel of lessons and kindness. Her students waited eagerly, their fingers tracing dots that opened worlds they could never see. Chaitali believed that blindness was not darkness, it was another form of light. The eyes, she often said, are not the only windows to the soul, yet even she did not realize how prophetic her words would become. It started one mid afternoon when exhaustion lulled her into a nap after class. She had dream of floating dots that pulsed like stars, forming words in midair. Children floated beside her, laughing, touching the letters that glowed like fireflies. When she awoke, her heart raced, and so did her imagination. That evening, one of her students whispered, "Didi, I saw you in my dream. You were teaching us in the sky." Chaitali froze. How could that be? But the next night, another student said the same, and a few other students. Soon she realized their dreams were connected. Their naps became portals, windows into a shared world beyond reason. She began calling it her endless nap world. It was a place where every sound vibrated, every emotion took shape, and every thought had texture. She could feel music, walk through memories, and read the air like a book. The sun there was soft like candlelight, and the ground respired like a sleeping odd. At first, she visited it briefly, waking with tears of awe, but gradually she began to crave sleep to return again and again. Her colleagues at the school noticed her growing quieter. Her students said she sometimes spoke in her sleep, whispering unknown languages. Her diary began filling with strange poems written between the lines of her notes. One read, "To sleep is to open a door, to dream is to walk through it." Each time she napped, the door widened. In the endless nap world, her students had wings of light. They built castles from sound, bridges from laughter, and gardens from the scent of memories. They called her Didi of the Dream School. There was no pain, there no fear, no blindness. The children could see, not with eyes, but with hearts that glowed. But then came the woman in white. She appeared one night under a silver moon, faceless but familiar. "You have crossed too far, Chaitali," the woman said gently. "The line between dream and the life is thinner than you think." Chaitali asked who she was. The woman only smiled and said, "You will know when you wake." But when Chaitali opened her eyes, the words lingered like perfume. Days turned asy. She would lose time mid-lesson. Once she awoke to find her class empty, only to realize it was still night. A reflection in the mirror began smiling a second later than she did. The Braille pages started rearranging themselves into new sentences. "Stay awake or stay forever," they read. Fear crept into her, yet she could not resist the call of sleep. One evening, after a thunderstorm, she dropped off again. This time, the endless nap world was darker. The children waited for her, lost and frightened. "We could not find you, Didi," they cried. "The stars went out. We were alone." She gathered them close, whispering comfort. "I will never leave you," she promised, but deep down she wondered, could she still return? The woman in white reappeared, holding a single glowing dot. "Every dream needs a dreamer," she said. But Dreamers who stay too long become the dream. Chaitali's heart trembled. She thought of her students in the real world, waiting for her to wake. She thought of her mother's old voice calling her for tea. She thought of Durgapur's orange sunsets she might never see again. The woman's voice reverberated. Choose. Chaitali tried to open her eyes, but the world around her shimmered and dissolved. She saw both realities overlapping, the classroom and the dream merging into one. Children's laughter became the hum of the ceiling fan. The braille dots turned into falling raindrops on her skin. Then everything went silent. In the waking world, she had fallen into a deep coma. Doctors said her pulse was steady but her consciousness unreachable. Her students wept quietly beside her husband's hospital bed. She is still teaching, little Aditi said. Just in the other world. The school kept her desk untouched. Her diary still open to that lost page. Weeks passed. The children began to dream of her again. There she stood beneath a radiant tree made of letters and sound. Her eyes flashed like morning dew. Do not be afraid, she told them. Dreams are another kind of truth. We can see you, Didi, they said. That means you can still feel. In the dream world, she built new schools for souls who wandered. She became a legend of imagination, a guardian of unseen children. In Durgapur, a story spread, whispered by mothers, sung by teachers, remembered by arts. The locals said, if one falls asleep reading Braille under the full moon, she visits them. Sometimes as a voice, sometimes as a shadow of light. Her diary, when opened, revealed new words that no one had written. Dreams do not end when eyes open, they wait. The children she once taught grew up and became teachers themselves. They taught others not just to read dots, but to believe in the unseen. They told their students, she is not gone, she is sleeping beyond sleep. At night, The Braille pages in her old classroom still rustled as if alive. Some said they felt a hand guiding theirs when they traced the letters. Others said they heard a lullaby through the ceiling fan's breeze. Years later, a new teacher named Rini found Chaitali's diary. She read the final line aloud. To dream is to live without limits. That night, Rini dreamed of Chaitali standing beside the glowing tree. Carry the light forward, Chaitali whispered. Teach them to see with their hearts. The next morning, Rini began her first Braille class with tears in her eyes. Outside, the Damodar river shimmered as though it too remembered. The steel towers gleamed softly like silent witness to a legend. And somewhere in the folds of eternity, Chaitali Banerjee smiled, still dreaming, still teaching. For in the endless snap world, imagination never sleeps. It simply waits for another dreamer to arrive. Thank you all. I would be glad to receive your feedback. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.